Welcome ESL to the round of 12 of the 1987 series. As we see Thomas Noble out on the track in his getting ready to warm up to do his first lap around the Glen, who will put together the fastest lap. As he goes around the inner loop. As we look at last week's winner, Tanner Parton. Who can put together a fast lap time. Only 8 events after today. And in a world course, you definitely want to have a good starting position. There's not going to be many chances for you to gain a ton of positions unless you do it on pit road. So being able to qualify at least in the top 10 will be great to start this race. So we get ready to finish the first lap in qualifying. Goes around turn 7 onto the straightaway. And Tazzy Blackwell with the fastest lap. 1 minute 16 seconds, .564. She is currently last with no playoff points. But can that time hold? She goes around turn 6 into turn 7. Will that lap time hold and give her the pole to start this race? And that lap time holds, and she is on the pole. The standings did not change. So everyone's best lap was on that first time around. We will see what Tazzy can do once this race starts. It's a lot different when you're on worn tires on these long runs on the road course. So Tazzy on the pole, Thomas Noble second, Isabella Ramon third, AJ Striker fourth, Javier fifth, Juan Fangio sixth, Sebastian seventh, Devante eighth, Trunnion 9th, and Gunny rounds out your top 10. There's some fast drivers in that top 10 that are in the playoffs. So we will see what happens. I'll be back in a few minutes. And we are back to get ready to start this race. There is no room for error today, and those that are fighting for their playoff lives. Let's take a look at the round of 12 drivers. As Justin Reeside's first with 19 points, Gunny second, 18, Tanner Parton third, Evan Ethel fourth, Isabella fifth, Devontae Wilkins sixth, Juan Fangio seventh, DJ Hume eighth, Trunnion ninth, Sebastian 10th, Leathers 11th, and Tazzy Blackwell, your pole winner, in 12th. Here are your power rankings. So Tanner Parton is rated the highest with a 94. Who can get off to a great start? You're gonna need a great start, especially in the top 10. You don't want to make any mistakes. A lot can change on the road course, and we're about to find out as the pace car comes off the track. And the green flag comes out, and we are underway. And Tazzy takes control pretty quick. And Isabella Ramon trying to fight for second. Takes second away from Thomas Noble. Sebastian in fourth. There we see Juan Fangio and Trunyan. They're fighting for eighth. Make that seventh. As we go into the inner loop. This is where things could get very tricky. You saw Evan Ethel sliding all around when he hit that inner loop. He is currently 14th. There's 15 laps in this stage. David Leathers in 16th. Behind him by one car is Tanner Parton in 18th. So far everyone stayed out of trouble in that first time around. We definitely don't want to see a driver go out because of wreck, especially a playoff driver. That's not how you want to end your season. Isabella still in second. There you see Thomas Noble get extremely loose. He was drifting around that turn. And now Chris Webber is in the pit, so he must have had some type of issue. He's definitely hit something. Let's take a look at the replay. That's the 78 Justin Reeside. He just looks like he... No, it wasn't Reeside that hit him. It was Amelia France. So Chris Webber got put into the wall. And he has damage to both sides of that car. Tyson Blackwell still in the lead, about a second lead. Isabella in second. Thomas Noble third. Sebastian fourth. And Javier is in fifth. I mean, the key is going to be to stay consistent. That's all you want to do is have consistent lap times. And just try not to make any mistakes that might cost you from advancing to the round of 8. You see AJ Stryker 6th, Fangio 7th, Trunyan in 8th, Adam Jones currently in 9th, and Devontae Wilkins, he is in 10th, and he has the fastest lap so far in the race. You definitely want stage points. In as many stages as you can get, some stage points, that's what you want. Because it might be a point or two that might cost you from advancing. It happened last week, so every point is crucial. There's Gunny in 12th. Tanner Barton in 18th. Justin Reside in 19th. So those drivers definitely want to try to gain a few more positions. You don't want to rely on the cushion that you have for playoff points because, like I said earlier, one bad mistake and there it goes. But Tazzy's still in control of this race. Still plenty of laps to go. Isabella still holding on to second. About 1.3 seconds behind Tazzy. As we have a battle for fifth. And AJ Stryker moves up to fifth. And Fangio takes advantage as well. And as we saw, Trunya get very loose. I don't know if he made contact, but let's try to take a look. He just gets loose around that turn. And the 48 almost clips him. That could have been disastrous for the 47. That would have been his playoffs. So he survived. Great save by the 47. The track is pretty warm, 119 degrees, 12 mile an hour winds. That was definitely a close call by the 47. As Chris Webber is back out on the track. So they did some repairs to that car. And we have 8 laps to go to the end of stage 1. We see Sebastian, the 46. He's right behind Thomas Noble, trying to find a way he can make a pass somewhere. But let's go around to Glen on board the number 46. You see Sebastian fighting that wheel around the turns. As AJ Striker almost saw opening. Now your leader's up by almost 3 seconds already. And it looks like there's trouble, and Tunyon is off the track. He is off the track. Now he's trying to make his way back on the track and does. So let's take a look to see what happened to the 47. He's been loose all day. He almost lost it in turn 7 earlier, and here he loses it in the inner loop. He's trying to save it, doing everything he can. Gets on the grass, gets loose, spins around, but he does not make contact with the wall. That is huge. No damage to that car. That is huge for the 47. Let's take a look on board. See how much he fought with that car. He was fighting that wheel so hard, he just could not save it this time. So that car definitely needs some adjustments in the next pit stop. But he has fallen all the way down to 22nd, unfortunately. So he just needs to put together a good pit stop. And that pit crew has to figure out what adjustments they need to make to that car. Because right now he is extremely loose. He's like all over the track. As we have 4 laps to go to the end of stage 1. Isabella still in 2nd. Thomas Noble in 3rd. As now we see David Leathers. He gets by Evan Ethel, moves up to 13th. Behind Evan Ethel is Gunny. Or Tyler Gribbs, excuse me. Gunny is currently in 10th. So far, all the playoff drivers have been unscathed. I mean, Trunnion was the closest one to have something happen, but he's been wheeling that car. He was able to almost save it a second time. As we have 3 laps to go. It has been a pretty eventful stage 1. But Tazzy's still in control, 3.3 second lead. Now Evan Ethel fighting for position, trying to take that position back away from Leathers. As they're side by side going around 4. We'll see what happens in the inner loop as we see the 583 on pit road. But Leathers takes that position. Holds on to that position, still in 13th. Every position is crucial. 2 laps to go. Justin Reeside in 19th. I think that car has some damage from when he hit, well, I think it was Chris Webber hit him. But let's see if we can see some damage on that car somewhere. It's just not, doesn't seem like he has some speed after that. I do not see much damage on that car, but we will see what happens during when they're on pit road. Maybe that car just needs some adjustments. And there's Trunyan in 22nd, and he gets loose on that inner loop once again. He's sliding all over the place. He is on skates right now. He's fighting for dear life to hold on to that car. He is counting down these laps for the caution to come out so he can get on that pit road as we have one more lap to go. Great run by Tazzy in this first stage. Almost a 4-second lead. As she gets ready to go around turn 6. So this is good for Tazzy. She gets a playoff point. She has no playoff points. So this will be her first playoff point. Most importantly, if she wins, that would shake things up because she's in the bottom of the playoff standings. But Tazzy wins stage 1 and gets a much needed playoff point. Great run by Tazzy. Tazzy first, Isabella second, Thomas Noble third, Sebastian fourth, AJ Stryker fifth, Juan Fangio sixth, Javier seventh, Hume eighth, Wilkins ninth, and Adam Jones rounds out your top 10. So you're looking at roughly 37 laps, between 33, 37 laps on fuel. I mean, but I have a feeling, I mean, most of these drivers just want probably some tires. As you can see, some of them are sliding all around this track. So, I mean, staying out might be a little risky here, but sometimes that if you can stretch that fuel mileage, that might get you the win. So we will see what the crew chiefs decide. What will be the smart move to make? Do you come in now or just stay out, stretch the fuel, come in maybe at the end of stage 2? Well, you would have to. And then on that third stage, you don't need fuel. You'll have 4 fresh tires. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that can play out here. But we still have 34 cars on the lead lap. But this is decision time. Who will go on to pit road? And Tazzy stays out, and everyone follows suit. They decide, hey, we don't want tires. We're going to play this fuel mileage game here. And now we see a few drivers. They come in. As you see Andy Dunwoody, he comes in. No playoff drivers came in. There's CJ Slava, he came in as well. I mean, these drivers have nothing to lose, and sometimes when you take these risks, they end up paying out. But all the playoff drivers decided to stay out. So we will see what, how this affects the drivers that came in now. I mean, these guys are going to be on fresh tires. How many positions can you gain in one stage? We'll see if this pitting now is worth it or not. I mean, it's surprising Trunnion stayed out. He's 22nd. I figured he would take a gamble here, but the crew chief decided to stay out. So there's some interesting strategies going on right now. We'll see. Let's do a rundown of your round of 12 and see where they're currently at. Justice Reside. He is currently 19th, but he has a cushion of 19 points. Gunny in second with 18 points. He is currently 11th. So not a bad run by Gunny. Tanner Parton currently in 16th. Parton has 18 points, playoff points. Evan Ethel currently in 14th, has 15 points. Isabella in second. Isabella has 10 points. Great run for Isabella. If she can stay up here, she will advance, that is for sure, into the round of 8. Devontae Wilkins. This is where it starts getting tight here as far as points go. Devontae Wilkins in 10th in a good position right now. Juan Fangio currently in 4th with 7 points. DJ Hume in 6th. All these drivers are in the top 10, and the points are so close. So a stay out, stage points is gonna determine a lot. Trunnion currently in 20th, so Trunnion has his work cut out. He only has 6 points. Sebastian in 3rd. Great run so far. But Sebastian only has 3 points. David Leathers in 14th with 2 points. And Tazzy Blackwell, her best chance is to win this race, because if she makes a mistake, I think her playoff run is over. So if she could win, she advances. So that is where everyone sits right now. It is extremely tight. As we get ready to restart this race. And these restarts can be tricky, especially on worn tires. So we will see how this plays out here on this restart. The pace car comes off the track. And we are back to racing, as that inside lane has a very slow restart, and it pushes a lot of drivers back. Isabella gets extremely wide on the turn, loses a bunch of positions. Did not have a good restart. Is down to 4th as Javier is trying to take advantage and make the pass. He's still in the inside, trying to fight hard for this 4th position. As we hit this inner loop here. As we saw Fangio get a little loose there as well in that inner loop. But he holds on. He is currently 15th. In the inside is the 48 Adam Jones. As we're already getting close to the halfway point of this race. David Leathers, he moves up to 7th. Having a great run. And Trunyan has fallen all the way back to 28th. He is struggling. He is struggling big time. Make that 29th. He's trying to fight for 28th. He's been fighting that car all day. Tazzy Blackwell still in charge of this race, but not too far behind this time is Noble. So maybe that tire wear is starting to affect her car, as she only has a 0.4 of a second lead over Thomas Noble. In the top 5 is Tazzy, Noble, Striker in 3rd, Ramon in 4th, Vasquez in 5th. But we still got quite a bit before the end of stage 2. And those drivers that decided to pit at the end of stage 1, it looks like they're trying to work their way through the field. CJ, he was one of the ones that pitted. He is currently 17th. We'll see how far up can he move up. On pit road is a 51 Chris Lee, so something must have, oh, he has all types of damage. Let's take a look at the replay. He is between 2 teammates, and as well, he gets put into the wall by Rocco Stallone. Rocco Stallone is starting a new team, and he just put one of his teammates into the wall. We see Andy Dunwoody. He moves up. And something seems to be wrong with Arthur Porter as he continues to lose positions down to 24th. And there we see Trunnion. He is making the best of it. He moves up to 26 after being 29th a few laps ago. As we get ready to go around turn 7, Tazzy still has about 0.4 of a second lead. She hasn't really extended that lead as we have 12 laps to go to the end of stage 2. But we will see how she does as those tires continue to wear out. And Evan Ethel is all the way down to 21st. So he is starting to struggle as well. It gets a little harder when you're further back in the field. You got to deal with a lot of different things. Your car is just not as fast. You don't have all that clean air in front of you. So it definitely could slow you down. Plus your worn tires, there's like so many things that could affect your car. There's Trunnion looking to try to make a move on Irwin. He's trying to move up another position. He's trying to find an opening. Goes to the inside. We'll see if he can make a move here to make another pass. And they're side by side going around one. And Trunnion moves up another position up to 23rd. So maybe he starts to get a good handle on that car. Tazzy has grown the lead up to 1 second. So she's finding her rhythm once again. Thomas Noble in second. AJ Stryker third. Isabella, after losing a few positions, is back on track in fourth. Javier fifth. Gunny in sixth. David Leathers having a good run up to seventh. Devontae Wilkins in eighth. Amelia LaFrance in ninth. And Tyler Grims rounds out your top 10. Yeah, the key is just to finish in the top 10 because you get these stage points. That will determine if you advance or not. If you can stay consistent in the top 10 throughout the race, even if you don't win, chances are you will advance to the next round. It'll get harder next week as we get down to the round of 8. We have 9 laps to go to the end of the stage. We will see about this fuel mileage. Do some of these drivers decide to pit now before the end of the stage? That would be interesting for sure. As Gunny moves up, he moves up to 5th. Now David Leathers is trying to battle for position, trying to move up to 6th. Devontae Wilkins still with your fastest lap of the race. There's a few drivers tied for the biggest mover in the race, which is Amelia LaFrance, up 8 positions, and Mike Mello. Well, we haven't mentioned him much this season, but he is having a good run today in 13th. 8 laps to go. Tazzy continues to extend the lead, 2.1 seconds. We still have 33 cars on the lead lap. But the top two, Tazzy and Noble, have pulled away from the 3rd place car, AJ Stryker. AJ Stryker's about 3 seconds back from the 2nd place car. Isabella still in 4th, and Gunny in 5th. Everyone's pretty much content where they're at right now. Nobody's really trying to fight for position. But these cars are also on very worn tires, so less grip, less risky things you can do out on the track to make a pass. Stage 2 is winding down, 6 laps to go. Andy Dunwoody makes a move. He moves up to 17th. Now we see CJ. He was trying to make a pass on Tanner Barton. Tanner Barton, not a great run today in 18th. Needs to make something happen. Guy has a little cushion of points, but you don't want to rely on that. That is for sure. Not too far behind. Well, actually about a second behind is Evan Ethel. Actually 6 seconds behind from Tanner Parton is Ethel in 21st. So Ethel has some work cut out for him, as well as Trunjan. We will see what these cars end up doing. Do they pit in this stage? Tazzy in the lead, whereas we have 5 laps to go. All Tazzy wants to do is win this stage and hopefully win this race. That'll be big playoff points. That would definitely change the landscape of the round of 8 if she could pull this off. Thomas Noble still in second, back about 2.6 seconds from first. And Striker, there goes Gunny. Continues to make some moves up, well, actually in fourth. He's up 6 positions since the start of this race. Seems like he's getting stronger on these worn tires. Can he catch Striker before the end of this stage? The Gunny has had a great season. Try to advance to the round of 8. That's not less. Third through 6 are very tight. There goes Ramon looking for an opening in the inside of the 68. Just couldn't make the pass. Had that opening for at least a second to get in there, but just couldn't make it happen. Tazzy in total control. Goes around turn 7. 3-second lead. And 2 laps to go in stage 2. Noble still in second. Striker still holding on to third. Man, these pit stops coming up are going to be huge. You need a solid pit crew to help you gain some positions. pitting at the end of stage one really didn't make much of a difference. I mean, the drivers that did only moved up a few spots, so that strategy, I don't know how well it worked, but we will see how this plays out, because they might not pit at the end of the stage. But we have one lap to go to the end of stage two, and that's when things really heat up for stage three. The 128 is going to need a great pit stop. You do not want to lose some spots on pit road, especially if you're in the lead, because that is definitely one way she could lose the lead. As we see the 34 on pit road. '34 decided to come in one lap early. And Tazzy goes onto pit road. And everyone follows suit. And that is the end of the stage. And everyone has come in. And now the caution is out. Right now, your leader is the 28. So they did not have enough fuel to make it to lap 35. But nothing changes as far as the current standings. Tazzy's still in third. I mean, the only difference is Irwin is in fifth, but has not pitted yet. And Rocco Stallone that pitted on lap 17. So maybe a few drivers will catch a break because of this. Does the 28 come in for a pit stop? Does he stay out? I don't think he'll make it to the end. There's quite a few drivers that pitted on lap 17. 28 stays out, and CJ Slava as well stays out. We still have 31 cars on the lead lap, and it looks like something happened to the 767. There's a few cars on pit road, but the top 9 have not pitted yet. So once they pit, because they will have to pit, I don't think they can make it on fuel. It should cycle through, and Tazzy would be back on the lead. Now, if they manage to stretch this out somehow, this will definitely shake things up on who advances to the round of 8. As we'll have 12 laps to go, roughly, when we restart this race. But we should get some good racing because everyone has some fresh tires now. So some drivers will take some extra chances to make passes. Let's go through your drivers in around the 12 and see where they currently are at. And Justin Reside currently in 22nd. Gunny in 20th. Not a great pit stop for him. Tanner Parton, 25th. I mean, these top drivers with these points are not doing so great right now. Evan Ethel, 29th. Isabella Ramon, 14th. Devontae Wilkins, 19th. Juan Fangio, 28th. DJ Hume, 25th. Trunnion, 31st. Sebastian, 24th. Leathers, 16th. And Tazzy in 13th. So right now, who knows what the scoring looks like because it is extremely tight. Everyone is just like a few positions away from each other. So it's going to come down to probably stage points. Who could win this race? We're going to have a very interesting finish, that is for sure. And a few drivers did not have a great pit stop. Lost a few positions. It's definitely hurt them. We will see how this plays out. We're going to have 12 laps to go when that green flag comes out. But Watkins Glen does not disappoint. You never know what's going to play out when we come to this track. And we have one more race to look forward to tomorrow as Next Gen hits the track. And here we go, stage 3. There's a lot on the line. Pace car comes off the track. Green flag is out, and once again, that second row had a slow restart. And there's CJ trying to take the lead away from the 28. CJ has not been in victory lane for a very long time, but he is trying to change that today. AJ Stryker trying to battle the 128. And this is for 7th. This might be for the lead if all these cars pit. AJ Stryker, then we see David Leathers there trying to pass Tazzy as well. As we go around the inner loop, Tazzy has some trouble. So Leathers gets by. He moves up to 8th. Now he moves up to 7th. That 505 is on very worn tires. And it looks like we had a wreck somewhere. That was very close. Watkins makes contact with Tazzy on the turn. That could have been disastrous, but he saves it. That was a great save by the 033. Now he's trying to make a pass on Amelia LaFrance. Everyone is racing for position. They know this is the third stage. They got to make something happen. AJ Stryker up to 4th. David Leathers currently in 7th. We'll have 10 laps to go this time around. And we will see if these drivers decide to pit. The ones that didn't pit on that they're out stayed out. There's Tazzy making a pass on Leathers, but she got very wide. That's going to cost her a few positions. She is down to 9th. David Leathers cracks the top 5. So it's looking good for him to advance to the next round. Devontae Wilkins up to 6. Tazzy is struggling in this stage. She is down to 10th. There's a big difference when you're not in clean air anymore. The car handles much differently, and she is definitely struggling. CJ continues to lead this race. Dunwoody in 2nd and Rocco in 3rd. But will they pit or will they stay out? Can they make it to the end? As we go towards the back of the field to some of these playoff drivers, Trunyan in 27th. Sebastian in 24th. And there we see Reside in 22nd. I mean, all these drivers are so close. Gunny in 20th. Evan Ethel has moved his way up to 17th. So he is definitely making the most of it right now. And He goes to the outside of the 505, trying to take another position. Move up to, and he gets very loose coming out to turn. He's pushing that car hard. He's trying to do everything he can to gain as many positions before this race ends. As we have 8 laps to go. And there's Fangio in 19th. Makes the pass on the 540, or almost made the pass. He got wide. Now the 78 takes advantage, moves up another position. All these playoff drivers are separated only by a few spots. So this points battle is extremely tight right now. CJ Slava still in the lead. But he has not created any distance on the 28. Can these drivers make it to the end? 7 laps to go. Rocco Stallone moves up to third. Well, he was in third. Evan Ethel moves up another position. Up to 14th. So now he's starting to put together a good run in this stage. And that's what you have to do. Truck in 23rd. And it seems like someone is having an issue here. And it looks like Tanner Parton. Let's look at the replay as these are all playoff drivers together. Tanner Parton gets into the wall. And that could be Tanner Parton's playoff run could be over right there. As the 78 gets wide around the turn, they're 3 wide. And Fangio touches Parton, and he hits that wall. And this could be his playoff run, could be over. As he is limping around the track, currently in 31st, just trying to get onto pit road. And hopefully this does not trigger the caution if he cannot get onto pit road. So we have to keep an eye on that for sure. But Parton's hopes of advancing to the round of 8 are pretty much over. And Parton makes it onto pit road, which is great. So we will stay green flag. We will continue green flag racing as Parton has made it onto pit road. And CJ continues to lead. Can these guys stretch the fuel? Tyler Grims, he moves up to 6. While Fangio up to 16th. But what a bad way to end your day for the 036. Having such a great run these last few weeks, and things can change on a dime in this league. While Fangio drifting around the inner loop, he is currently in 15th. David Leathers having a solid run in 7th. Tazzy in 8th. It'll be close for her. Does she advance or not? She needed a win, but maybe for having the first 2 good stages, that might pull her through. Maybe, we will see. Devontae Wilkins moves up to 4th. What will happen in the next few laps? As Tazzy's trying to take position away from David Leather, she moves up to 7th. As CJ continues to lead. Does he have enough to get to the end of this race? We will see if they stop this time around. And they do not. Three laps to go. Can CJ get into victory lane? It's been a very long time. As Sebastian gets another position, moves up to 20th. And there we see Trunnion. He gets a position up to 22nd. Sebastian moves up to 19th. Trunnion needs to get by these drivers as fast as he can before this race ends. He needs every position he can get. Justin Reeside struggling down to 28th. I think that collision he had a few laps ago has hurt that car. He's just had a rough day. He definitely has damage to that right fender. So it is definitely impacting that car. Can he survive and make it into the playoffs? I mean, advance to the round of 8. As we have 2 laps to go, and CJ is trying to stretch this fuel. CJ in one season won 6 races, and we have really not seen that since. In an Xfinity series, he was on a roll. Winning 2 races is hard in this league now. Imagine winning 6 in a season. He was lights out that season. Will he come in this time around? And he does not, so it looks like he has enough fuel to make it to the end. As the white flag waves. Devontae Wilkins trying to battle for position. He's trying to get any points he can here. These points are huge right now. He's trying to get past AJ Stryker. And he gets by the number 9 up to 5th. CJ still in the lead, goes around turn 5. Andy Dunwoody's very close behind. Goes around turn 6. And around the final turn goes CJ. Does not head to pit road, has enough fuel. And CJ Slava wins at Watkins Glen. And finally makes a return onto victory lane. In second, Andy Dunwoody. Third, Rocco. Fourth, Tyler. Fifth, AJ. Sixth, Devontae. Seventh, Tazzy. Eighth, Leathers. Ninth, Amelia. And rounding out your top 10 is Thomas Noble. The standings do fluctuate here, the overlay. So those are not official. I'm just reading what it shows right now. But CJ Slava returns to victory lane. And he will be a free agent driver as he closed shop with Can-Am Racing. So CJ will be available to a team. He definitely could. He's definitely a great driver and could definitely produce for a team. So he might be a great driver to snatch up onto your team. So a tough day for some of these drivers, some of these playoff drivers. This is Justin Reside, 23rd. I do not think he got any stage points, but I have to verify all this after this race. Trunnion at 20th, Sebastian 19th, Gunny 18th, Juan Fangio 15th, Evan Ethel 14th, Isabella Ramon 11th. So it is going to be very, very tight. It's going to come down to a few points on who advances to the round of 8. But it's been a great day of racing. Thank you guys for coming out, supporting the stream, and supporting the league. I will see you guys next time.